Hi everyone, welcome to Perfect Travel. My name is Jonna, and here we talk about ocean cuisine and all things Disney. Now, sadly, we just came back from vacation. Been about a couple of days. We had a very busy weekend with some family activities, so I'm just now getting to unpacking this thing, and I thought I would bring you guys along with me and kind of talk through, what was beneficial, what I used during our vacation, and there's a few things that never made it out of the suitcase. Well, made it out of the suitcase, they just weren't used. So let's just dive in and see what I used, what I didn't use, and if there's anything actually packed and I didn't. So we're going to start with what I took from my carry-on. So if you got to watch my packing video, you know that we're staying 2 days at Disney before getting on a cruise. And I packed a little separately to kind of help with not having to get into the big suitcase a lot, to be able to live out of this carry-on for a couple of days while we were at Disney, and then unpack this when I got on the cruise. So what I did in here that I think worked really well. First of all, I brought this bag instead of a carry-on, like more of a suitcase style carry-on. I wanted to be able to make sure that I was able to get it in the overhead bin, because that is sometimes the problem with a traditional carry-on suitcase, is it might not fit, and then it ends up having to be checked. So this worked out really well. So my personal item was just this little crossbody, and this is where I kept things like my wallet, passport, readers that I needed, just anything that I needed really close to me. And I really just kept it on, and I just wore it even throughout the flight. I really just didn't even notice that it was there. So that stayed on me all of the time, and I found that to be very useful. And when I got on the ship, I had my passport right there, so that worked out really well, and I felt very secure that you know all of my really important stuff was on me and couldn't get lost. So the other thing that I did, since my personal item was that small thing, and you need stuff on the airplane, you need things to do. So I put things in this little bag, like right here's my iPad. I had my Kindle in here, and uh, iPad or earbuds, that type of thing, was in here, so I'd have something to use while I was on the plane for entertainment. I had some snacks in here as well. All of that came in very handy. By the way, I did come back with a cold, so I will sound a little weird, and I'm sniffing a little bit. So I'll try not to sniff too much, but it is just a cold. It's very annoying, but um, it is what it is. So some of the things that I did use in here that I'm glad I brought along with me. So I do bring a traditional set of headphones. These are just old school headphones. And I use these because sometimes there is some in-flight entertainment that you need these. Otherwise, you can get some from the airlines, but um, these, they're yours. And on one of the flights, I did use this. On the way down, we flew Southwest, and on the way back, we flew United. And United had the in-flight entertainment that I could plug into. So it was DirecTV. So I watched the HGTV on the way home. And this turned out to be really the big item that I used the most. And it's just my portable charger. We were doing a lot of filming, a lot of picture taking, and just being on your phone, period, whether it be at Disney or on the cruise. I was on my phone constantly, so my battery was drained a lot. So this came in very, very handy, very easy to charge this by just plugging it in. It was fabulous. I used this a lot. And yeah, so this worked out really well. So I would just pull this out of this bag and then put this in the overhead bin. And on our very last flight with United, so we had two on the way home, and the very last flight was a much smaller plane because shocking that a lot of people aren't traveling to Des Moines on a Friday evening. Um, but it was a very small plane. So I was very, very happy that I had this carry on because it could smush and fit into the very, very small overhead bin. So I'm very happy with that. One other thing that I put in here that was kind of a, I don't know if I'm going to need it or not, but I did. So I printed out all of our travel documents in here, and actually getting on the plane going to Orlando, my phone was not working in the airport for whatever reason. So I couldn't even get into my emails to get my confirmation number to be able to check in at the airport. So I needed this, and it came in handy. So you just never know. And then, of course, I brought my clothes, and um, I did do some laundry on the when we were at Disney, and so I did come home with some clean clothes. Are they in here? No, they are not. So in here, I utilized this for what I was going to wear to Disney, and then on the way home, we did a partial day at Disney. So our flight didn't leave until 5 o'clock. So we took an excursion from the ship to Disney Springs. And so I had just an athletic dress to wear at Disney Springs, but then I put a travel outfit in here that I changed to once we got to the airport. Um, and I was very glad that I did that because it was extremely hot at Disney, and I was very sweaty. So it was really nice to have something to change into. And this also had, on the last day of the cruise, you put your luggage outside um, of the room and it gets picked up. So this had my athletic dress that I was wearing for the next day and that travel outfit in it. So it was in my carry-on, ready to go. So, but this is full of clean clothes. So all of this I did actually use, and those are my pajamas from the last night. Um, the outfit I wore the last night. I did take a couple of athletic outfits, and because the cruise does have a gym. I don't usually use the gym. It also does have a walking or jogging track that I will often use. Um, I didn't use it this time, and I usually do, but we did so much walking. The ship was so big. I actually ended up using these outfits to wear to breakfast in the morning, or if we were getting up early and wanting to take some shots of the ship while it was fairly empty. Um, I used these for that. So it did come in handy. I didn't use it as I intended to use it when I packed it, but still got the use out of it. Um, so I have a pile going down here of everything I need to go in the laundry, and then a pile of things that need to just be put away in drawers. As far as shoes, I didn't do, now I have one pair of shoes in here because this is what I wore that last day. And then, of course, the last day of the cruise. And then on travel day or debarkation day, I wore tennies, and that's what I wore to Disney. That's what I wore to or on the plane home. So these were just in there from the night before. And as far as shoes, I way overpacked for shoes. But we'll get into that when I get into this bag. So those just need to be put away. This little device was really, really handy as far as taking pictures and videos with my phone. It just hooks onto my phone and you can just kind of carry it like this. It was very nice to have. Um, Maybe not everybody might need that, but it worked out really well for me. And um, this fan was very, very handy. I kept it by my bed, whether I was when I was at Disney and also when I was on the cruise. And it really does do a good job, even though it is really small. Um, it's a small but mighty fan. So this was very essential for me. So as far as carry-on, that's basically all I had. A few things in the front pockets. I had medication, sunglasses, that type of thing. But it worked out very, very well. Now, as far as the big suitcase, what I used in here, I have the um, laundry hamper, which did get used. I pulled it out at Disney and I used it on the cruise. At Disney, like I said, I did laundry, so the laundry detergent and stuff is in this pocket as well. So that definitely got used. Over here in this pocket, hat, I brought some slippers, which was really, really handy. I wore those on the cruise. Now on the cruise, it's a brand new ship, so they are doing floors much like many hotels are doing now, which is a hard surface floor rather than carpeting. Much nicer. It just feels like it's cleaner. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It just feels a little cleaner, so I appreciate that. So accessories, I did use belts, hats. Yeah, so that was in there. Take all that stuff out. Now, as far as this stuff, I do have like a container that lives in my closet where I will just put all of these things in. So when I go on vacation again, I just pull it out and it's all in one spot that I can use it. There was that. And I got this cute little card. We had a character breakfast when we were at Disney. We got a cute little card. Had everybody's signatures on the back, so you don't have to have the autograph books if you don't want to. So I brought my ears. I did utilize those while I was on our Disney days. This was the big, uh, oh gosh, what do I want to say? The word is leaving me. Toiletry bag. So that first couple of days, like I said, I tried not to get too deep into this bag. So, at the bottom of my shoes and then my clothes are on top and then other accessories are on top of that. I tried to just stay with what was in that first love or layer, I guess. So I did have to pull this out to be able to use some of the toiletries that I didn't put in my carry-on. Those are already taken out because, like I said, I've been home for a couple days and had to use them. So, but these are some travel toiletries, and just like the container in my closet that I keep travel items in, I do the same thing in my bathroom. I have an area where I keep all travel size things and just pull from that when I'm packing for my next trip. And sometimes my trip is just, up north to go see my daughter and family, or to other north. we have two, uh, we have family that lives in two northern states from us, and so we go visit them. My Another thing that was very handy to pull out and use was my accessories bag where all my cords were and things like that, chargers. Um, this bag turned out to be very, very handy. So this was my packable bag that unpacks, and well, I'll just unzip it and just show what it looks like. This I will use at home too. I shop at Aldi's a lot, so you have to bring your own bag. So I will take this with me because it can just fold up and be in my car, and it just lives in there, and then I just pull it out when I go shopping. So the first way that it unzips is like this, and this was very a very good size. Actually, I needed to get that out for this, but it's an eyeglass case. But this was definitely big enough to hold all of the stuff that I needed to go to the pool, which we did do a couple of times. And then we went to Coco Cay, and this used as a beach bag as well. It even fit 2 towels in here, which that is one thing that is good to know. Whether you're at Disney on a cruise, towels are available, even in like the pools or the private beach that we were at. Towels are available, so it's something that you don't have to pack if you don't want to. So save room in your suitcase for other stuff. So it does expand if you need to. I did not need to on this trip, but I definitely do want to go grocery shopping. Other things that I brought: my Disney bag, my what I want to call it, pack bag. There we go. And definitely really did use everything in here. I have my personal fan. This came in handy a few times. There was one night we were waiting to watch Fantasmic, and this was on. We were in line waiting for Rise of the Resistance, and I used that then too. So very, very handy. Um, and the products to help me feel fresh definitely worked out well. And unfortunately, we did get some rain on our Hollywood Studios day, so I did use this is a packable rain jacket, and that did get used. Luckily, I didn't have to use any of my first aid kit for things like blisters and that stuff. So that got to stay in here and didn't get used. So I felt pretty good about that. So probably because we were just at the parks for 1.5 days, and really just at the park one day, and then at Disney Springs for half a day, which is probably why I didn't need any blister help, because I just didn't walk enough. Felt like I walked enough, but I didn't. So I did bring extra, and this again will go in my closet with the things that I packed for vacation, and would use this again, probably mostly at Disney. Otherwise, I don't really need a sling bag that's this size, but this is definitely a great size for Disney. As far as these bags, I did use this purse on the cruise, especially for dinner, because the only other thing I had was this sling bag, which is great, or this belt bag, which is great for, it was great for travel and all of that. But when I was dressed a little bit nicer, it was nice to have a little purse like this. I sadly did not use this purse, even though I brought it. And my husband actually did ask me about it and why I didn't bring it, or why he thought I didn't bring it. I just didn't use it. I brought it, didn't use it. And then as far as outfits and things, the one thing that I really did overpack on was outfits. Because we spent a lot of our days either at the pool, or we had our day at Coco Cay at the private island. So we spent a lot of time in swimsuits. And like I said, in the morning times when we were going to breakfast, I would often put on the t-shirt and shorts rather than putting a whole outfit on. So I did come back with a full day's worth of clothes that I just didn't wear. Um, so two outfits for the entire time. I think that was pretty good. Even at Disney on our Hollywood Studios day, we did come back to the resort, and I did change clothes then. And I was very glad that I had an outfit that I could change into. We came back and took naps, and it was just nice to have something that wasn't that I hadn't been sweating in all day. So that was nice to have. And so most of the clothes did get worn. So a lot of these are going to have to go into the dirty clothes hamper. And even my swimsuit is still a little wet from Coco K. That's fun. But at least it's in a plastic cube and it did fine. So, and let's see what else we have in here. Oh, these are my clean clothes. The jackets I did wear. So I have a sweater in here also. Definitely used that a few times on the ship because it really did get cold in the air conditioning. Um, One night I did bring this jacket with me. I carried it around with me. I didn't need it, but it just kind of depended on where you were on the ship. So, like one evening, we spent a lot of time in the Playmakers Lounge because it was the first night of NFL, so my husband wanted to watch some football, and that is where they were showing it. They were actually showing it on the big Aqua. Gosh, it's where they did the Aqua 80 show, the water show. They had a big screen behind that, and they were showing the football game on there as well. But it's a little warmer because the boardwalk area is outside, so I really didn't need the jacket. I didn't really need it. It just wasn't warm enough. Wasn't cold enough. And then these are some of the clothes either that I washed or the two outfits that I didn't wear. So I can just put these away. But the big one is all of the dirty clothes. So this is all of the stuff that I will get to wash because they were all dirty. So now on to the shoes. Oh, and one thing that I did do is before we went to Disney, I did do a grocery order, and that turned out to be really, really helpful. In the grocery order, I did get some water, and I only got a 6-pack, thinking, well, I wouldn't have too much extra, and really, we could have had more. And we were only there. We got to the resort later in the evening. It was about 8:30, and then we were there for one full day, and then left about 9 o'clock on Monday. And we went through all 6 of those waters, and probably could have another two. So that was definitely something that was useful. I also brought some snacks. I bought some protein bars that were breakfast protein bars. That was very handy in the morning, and we used them on the way home to as snacks. Then we had a few other snack items that we either consumed at Disney while we were there or had them on the plane for the way back. So that was a good thing, and we actually do still have some more snacks that we might need. But the flip flops definitely got worn as far as shoes. My flat sandals got worn, and I ended up using these even in the evening when I had going to dinner when I had planned on wearing heels. Um, I ended up wearing flats simply because we did so much walking that it was just so much more comfortable to wear these than to wear heels. So the shoes I did not wear were the more heels, these wedges. I did not wear the heels for the more elegant night. And I think that is one question that people often have is what to wear for elegant night. And really, um, there was a whole gamut of what people were wearing. Some people were very, very dressed up, had gowns and suits and things, and some people were really pretty casual. And then there was, every level in between. I wore this dress. I call it my pretty woman dress. It is a longer dress. It is a maxi, and it does go pretty long, so I have to actually wear a belt so it doesn't drag on the floor, or wear heels, which I should have done. I did not. I wore flats, and it was really just much more comfortable because of the amount of walking that we were doing. So that is basically everything. And oh, this was part of my grocery order too, was some sunblock. And they had to give me the kids one because they were out of the one that I actually put an order in for. So, but it worked. It worked really well. I got the least amount of sunburn I think I've ever gotten on vacation. I obviously have skin that burns pretty easily. So this was really nice. The SPF 50 worked very well. So that is basically everything that I used, didn't use. I don't think that there was really anything that I was missing. Like I said in my previous video, I did not minimize my packing at all. So I pretty much had everything I needed and really wasn't without anything. The thing that I did that I should have done differently is I could have pared down on the amount of clothes that I brought and definitely gone down on the amount of shoes I brought too. And I actually probably could have gotten away with just my tennis shoes, a pair of nicer sandals, flats, and one pair of flip flops. And I probably that would have definitely been enough. So when you're packing for even that cruise vacation where you're going to be, changing outfits a few times a day, that definitely was something I could have pared down on. So, but hopefully this was helpful. And if you would like some help planning your next vacation, whether it's to Disney or on a cruise or anywhere, please use that link in the description box below to set up a complimentary consultation where we can just have some time to get to know each other, and that way we can help to make your vacation dreams come true. Until next time, have a great day. Bye, everyone.